This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
A group of voters have appealed a judge's ruling upholding the results of the Moses Lake School District construction bond. The threat of a landslide near Oso is bringing back tragic memories of a landslide in the same location 3 years ago. Residents in part of Oregon continue to clean up from Friday's powerful windstorm.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A group of voters have appealed a judge's ruling upholding the results of the Moses Lake School District construction bond. Grant County Superior Court Judge John Antos denied a petition last month filed by the same group to contest the results of the February 14th special election. Antos' decision upheld the approval of the school district's $135.3 million construction bond. The attorney representing the petitioners has argued Grant County Auditor Michelle Jaderland failed to comply with state law requiring her office to attempt to notify voters whose ballots were not initially counted due to signature issues by phone when those ballots had not been corrected and returned. The petition also points out the bond was initially failing by fractions of a percentage, but a number of ballots were not counted due to missing or irregular signatures. A total of 31 ballots with signature issues were not returned to the auditor's office, thus not counted in the election. During a March 20th hearing, Antos ruled there was substantial compliance with how the Grant County Auditor's Office handled notifying voters with contested ballots. A hearing date for the appeal has not been set. The appeal has been filed in Washington's Division III Court of Appeals. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
All day today, I've just been on edge.
Jane Bruner says it's impossible to look at the steep slopes near Oso the same way, knowing what they're capable of.
Even caught myself crying once.
In 2014, they took his sister's life.
My heart just kind of started hurting again because it just brought back a flood of emotions.
Summer died on Highway 530, the same stretch of roadway closed today.
If no further movement occurs on the slope, we'll be able to reopen the road on Monday. If additional movement happens, we'll want to keep the road closed for an extended period of time.
Closure is the reason we're FaceTiming with Bruner. He's now cut off on the other side of 530 with no end in sight.
Much rather see that and have that happen than what happened in 2014. Because, my sister was the only one that was killed driving on that road.
It's out of extreme abundance of caution. They also issued voluntary evacuation notices to nearly a dozen families here near the slide's location.
Now that we have this local knowledge, we have to be on the other side of caution when we tell people, look, you are underneath this.
The slide is roughly 25 acres. They're not sure if it's lurching or gradually falling, but they do know it's dropped 4 feet.
I would be concerned about it. Absolutely.
The DNR, WashDOT, county officials, and City Light have teamed up since Friday night to monitor. Many of them were there for the first slide, wanting to make sure a second doesn't happen.
The 2014 slide definitely weighs heavy on everybody's hearts and minds right now, and no one ever wants to go through that or lose anything, especially the loss of life, ever again.
On Southeast King Boulevard in Beaverton, it's hard to see the damage, but you can sure hear the power of Friday's windstorm.
So it was about 7:30 on Friday.
For Emily Fogg and her family, they've been living in the dark.
My husband came running back and said, "Oh my God, the tree fell." And then we found the tree did fall.
In fact, their whole neighborhood is without power.
But it didn't hit the house at all. So we're really lucky there. But it hit power lines, so we have down power lines back here, but we're just staying away.
Across the metro area in Lake Oswego, one of these many PGE crews working around the clock is trying to cut through brush and get power restored.
We are literally going street by street to get people back up and running.
PGE says they've made repairs to sites that would get the greatest number of people back online first. Now they're focused on getting all those smaller outages fixed, but there are a lot of them.
We are going to keep at it full force until every last customer is back up.
Extra crews have been brought in to help from as far away as Spokane and Idaho.
We have live wires that are down, and they're unsure when it'll be resolved just because everybody's power is out as well.
But for fog, they're ready for this mess to be cleaned up and the lights turned back on.
It's ready for it to be over with.
Reporting in Beaverton, John Hendricks, Fox 12 Oregon.
From the iFIBER One Weather Center, I'm Jeff Slakey taking a look at the basin's forecast. For your Monday, upper 50s and partly cloudy. Partly cloudy for Tuesday, upper 50s, and a chance of rain as we move into Wednesday, where we'll be in the mid-50s and expect about a quarter inch of rain. Thursday through the rest of the week into the weekend, upper to mid-50s and clear skies. For iFIBER One, I'm Jeff Slakey.
This is iFIBER One News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.